Are we about to start a September pump today, or is this just a fake out? Hedera has just been integrated massively. Is Ethereum the chosen chain for AI? This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, altcoinbuzz.io, and as always, is not financial advice, and we wish the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Also, make sure to join us for our X Spaces Tuesday to Friday at 10 a.m. EST, link down below. All right, good morning, guys. Happy Friday. Starting off real quick, I wanted to share this. We are starting a daily contest with Surge where we're having a coin of the day. So how it works is starting today at just after midnight UTC, the challenge is lasting for 24 hours, where all you have to do is reply to a screenshot of the coin card in Surge, follow us at We Are Surge Now, and a random person wins $10 USDT every day. So this starts tomorrow and it runs every single day. So all you have to do is screenshot this, reply to this tweet here, and a random person could win $10 every single day on Surge. So check that out as well. And also over at our sister channel, we have Fungible Games Mike. He recently talked with the CEO Kieran Warwick of Alluvium, and there is a crypto gaming surge potentially to come in around 24 days. So I'll leave this link down below as well. And so starting off today, Bitcoin it's starting to make a little bit of a comeback. We made these higher lows here, and it looks like we could pump today going into what we have. First is non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate release today. So if we have weak jobs and higher unemployment, the risk assets are going to pump like crypto and stocks. If we have a strong jobs report, the Fed is likely to delay cuts. So there's going to be a lot of volatility today. So today is a big day. We could pump if the numbers are weak, then there is more likely to be a 25 basis points cut at least, but potentially a 50 basis point cut later this month as well. So we're gonna have to watch for those numbers today, but there's gonna be a lot of volatility today. And what I want to see for Bitcoin, if we're gonna be bullish, is like I was saying yesterday, I want to see this is the low before we came down. Sorry, this is the high before the lows before we came down. So what I want to see is a daily candle, break back above here, above 113 and a half. I want to see this break back above here, and I want to see this reclaim and come back down here. And then that will be a new structure, and that will change the structure from a downtrend to an uptrend again. And that's what I want to see for us to get bullish and head back towards new all-time highs. And so that is possible today with the announcements that come out. So we're gonna have to wait and see for that. But then also we have public companies worldwide are now holding over 1 million Bitcoin, which is 4.7% of Bitcoin's total supply. And then Cointelegraph shares Bitcoin shows a major bullish divergence as it drops 5.9%, while the S&P 500 rises 0.4% and gold gains 5.5% since August 22nd. Historical patterns suggest that Bitcoin may catch up when trailing traditional markets for a sustained period. So if we have a bullish divergence here where everything is going down for Bitcoin, but gold and the S&P are going up, it means that there is a possible catch-up play here for Bitcoin, which could also happen today with the rate cut announcement. Then we have Symbiote, who says September dump has already happened. We're repeating the 2017 pattern day in day. The biggest pump is still ahead. So you can see here, we have a 2017 pattern where we came down here, and this is around the same time of the year as well. And so now we've come down here, we've taken out these lows here, and it is possible we continue much higher. I'd like to see $200,000. We'll have to see. But it is a nice fractal he's got going on here. Then we have, moving on, we have Hedera, who has been selected for Wyoming's Frontier stablecoin as the first U.S. state-issued stablecoin token. So we also have Mark saying, this is huge for hbar. Wyoming launches the Frontier stablecoin token on Hedera, the first ever U.S. state-issued stablecoin. Created under the 2023 Wyoming Stablecoin Act, Frontier is fully backed by U.S. dollars, short-term treasuries, and a 2% reserve for extra security. This is an unprecedented milestone, a state-backed stablecoin on a public blockchain, designed for real-world government use cases like payroll, tax refunds, disaster relief, and more. We also have the Wolf of Wall Street saying the government of Maharashtra and the Hashgraph Group launched India's first state carbon bank on Hedera. So not only do we have Wyoming stablecoin, we also have it in India as well. And hbar just went government level. India's #1 GDP state, Maharashtra, sorry if I'm butchering that, launched the first state carbon bank on Hedera. This is $1 trillion ESG rails. Fear dips if you want, utility doesn't care. Are you still ignoring Hedera? And Sean says 140 plus countries are now running on hbar by moving the auditing trail of their health systems onto Hedera as a member of the World Health Organization. So this is huge news for Hedera, and Hedera is actually, it's looking decent right here. I do kind of like this, and I like this kind of rounding bottom we're starting to get here. It is entirely possible we could come down here if we have bad news today and we come down towards 19.5 cents. But what I would like to see to get interested in this again is I'd like to see us reclaim this level around 23.5 cents at least, and then continue higher. Something like that is where I'd get interested in Hedera. Or if it came down here towards 19 cents, I'd look to, buy around there. But more likely, I'd like to, buy around 23.5 cents. Something like this where we could then define our risk below here and then target back to these highs up here. And, that's a nice almost 3R trade. Something like that for Hedera would be nice because it would show that the market has strength again and we aren't just, buying this random, middle of nowhere zone where it is right now. So either down here at these lows or if it reclaims 23.5, I like Hedera right now. Walrus Protocol has the fastest solution for data storage on the market today. It's from the team behind Sui, and their token and airdrop were a huge success. Walrus is already a top 150 coin. It's so resilient that even with only a few nodes operating, your data availability won't be affected. Decentralized data storage on Walrus is solving the big problem of data availability and data integrity. This is especially important for AI models and their datasets. Decentralized AI solutions are important to many of us in the industry and many of you as well. The last thing we want to see is giving up our data for free again, like we did with social media. But AI models are big, huge datasets that need trading on one end and specialized limited access on the consumer end. And Walrus was built exactly for this.
I can build a quorum to say, hey, only these particular on-chain identities can gain access to this file and can encrypt or unencrypt that data.
Its specialty in large pieces of unstructured data means storing models to train to your liking on your private data is easier and cheaper than ever before. And Seal helps you control who accesses it. That means you can use Walrus to create an AI app to sell to others with the user permissions and controls you need. So try Walrus today, whether you need it to store an NFT or an entire AI model. You get the same smooth, fast, and cheap storage service. And follow Walrus on X for more updates, link down below. And then moving on to XRP, we have Brad Garlinghouse saying, per the CME Group data, XRP future contracts were the fastest ever, just over 3 months, to hit $1 billion in open interest. At the same time, we have Jack McDonald saying, the July RLUSD monthly independent attestation is now live. Some highlights. RLUSD crossed $650 million in market cap. RLUSD minted on XRP Ledger was part of the very first IPO proceeds payment in stablecoins from Bullish. Aave's Horizon platform allows users to post US Treasuries and institutional funds as collateral to borrow stablecoins, including RLUSD, unlocking new liquidity. RLUSD is coming to Japan next year through a Ripple and SBI VC official partnership, and Q3 is showing no signs of slowing down. Ripple also shares the next chapter for RLUSD starts in Africa. We're proud to bring our trusted US-backed stablecoin to the continent with new partners, Chipper Cash and Valor.com, as well as the Yellow Card app. Together, we'll unlock new potential for cross-border payments and financial infrastructure. And as for XRP, I'm actually liking it where it is right now. If we get good news today, that's probably what's going to push this over the edge in one way or another. But what I like here is, initially I was looking for this to come back down here towards this level of support around $2.60. This is what I was looking for before. Right now, what I like about this is that we've taken out these lows below here. So we've swept these lows, we've come back up, and now we're starting to make a new structure of higher lows and higher highs. If we can break back above this, around, we break back above $2.86, we come down, retest around at $2.85, we can create a new structure of new highs and new lows and create this uptrend again. So I would like to see this today where we could potentially start this trade today where we'd be able to put our stops below these lows and target at the very least back to these new highs back to these previous highs at $3.30. Something like this looks very interesting to me if we start to change structure and if we have good news on Bitcoin and then also altcoins as well today. And then we have Sui, who saw $53.5 million in stablecoin inflows over just the last 24 hours. And Sui in turn says, everywhere is red, yet Sui is shining with a 2.2% gain, outpacing majors like Solana, TRX, and Link. The momentum is clear. We also have Sui is quickly becoming the DeFi frontier for Bitcoin. Native rewards, real scalability. TBTC Phase 2 brings all of this together, unlocking composable cross-chain Bitcoin strategies on Sui. So with the Threshold network on Sui, you can now get native rewards with Sui. And then Sui also says, thrilled to welcome TRM Labs on the Sui ecosystem. Their industry-leading risk and compliance tools brings even more security for builders, institutions, and users on Sui. And CryptoRS says Sui Group now holds over 101.8 million Sui for $344 million after a fresh 20 million Sui buy for $67 million. With 58 million still in cash and staking income flowing daily, they're stacking like MicroStrategy and Bitmine, the leading Sui corporate treasury strategy. The supply squeeze is loading. We also have Sui saying Sui Timber is going strong. Deep Book on Sui hit a new DEX volume all-time high. Now Sui, just like XRP, I like here because it has taken out these lows here and has reclaimed this level. So what I want to see is this was the high before the low that took us down here to fresh lows. So what I'd like to see is if we can reclaim this $3.50 level, if we can come back above here, that's another great trade, just like everything else. If these are going to be the lows, you can put your stops right below the lows and target from, at the very least, back to these highs, but then back to, I think we're going towards new highs around $5 soon afterwards. So it'd be my TPU1 would probably be around $4.45, and I'd be targeting new highs, as Bitcoin is most likely going to go hit new highs if we are starting a new uptrend. So Sui looking good as well. And then moving on to ETH, we have ETH exchange balance just went negative. For the first time on record, Ethereum exchange flux balance shows net outflows across all exchanges. Historically, negative exchange balances mark structural shifts, selling pressure dries up, long-term holders tighten supply. Market tops only after appearing a sharp reversal in this trend and not at the start. The signal is clear. ETH isn't being positioned to sell, it's being positioned to hold. This could define Ethereum's next leg of the cycle. And TED shares that Cathie Wood's ARK Invest just bought more shares of BitMine, a $247 million bet on the largest ETH Treasury company in the world, which is Tommy Lee's ETH Treasury company. We also have a MasterCard is now using Ethereum's payments, and we have Tommy Lee saying that AI is going to build on Ethereum because you essentially need what they call proof of human. So he said this.
The second story arc benefiting Ethereum, though, is AI, because now we're moving towards an agentic AI world, but with real products. Like, AI is principally been trained on like internet and, I don't know, social media, but it hasn't been in the real world because it hasn't ingested us as we moved and physically moved or even have independent products. That's a vast amount of new information for AI models to ingest and store. But then now you have to be sure that all the instructions being sent back to the robot are proof of the originator. You know, in other words, you need a token. I mean, LLMs use tokens anyways, but now you need like a token that interacts across chains. And that's where AI is going to build on Ethereum, because you essentially need what they call proof of human. We need to prove that this lawnmower got a real instruction from another chain or another vendor. And so that is all being built on Ethereum.
So ETH is also starting to look pretty good here. I was looking for us to come back down here towards this level around 4,075. If we come down here, I would like to take a long, but I'm not sure if we're going to get that. I think it's a little bit stronger. So we're going to have to kind of wait and see what happens today. What I want to see is us kind of make a move where we would break above these highs and we can finally define our risk, where we'd be able to, start making higher lows and higher highs again. I was looking for this initially when we were back around here. I was looking for us to come back above here, but I think we could probably get a position before then on Ethereum if we start to make this new shift. So it would also, pretty similar to all the other structures, it would look something like this, where we target new highs about 5,000, and we'd be able to put our stops below these lows down here, and we'd have at least a 2R, but I think we'd probably target higher than 5,000, but at the very least, we'd probably target new all-time highs right above this wick right here. So I like Ethereum as well. Again, everything kind of depends on this news that comes out today. But if we can break above this, I think it's a pretty good trade for Ethereum as well. And then lastly for today, we have Transak joins Fireblocks for global fiat to stablecoin payments. So together, they're delivering a ready-made solution for fintechs and financial institutions to adopt stablecoins for global money movement. The goal is simple: make payments faster, cheaper, and easier without forcing businesses to build complex infrastructure from scratch. For years, stablecoins have been called the first true blockchain success story, and the data backs it up. Coinbase Institutional projects that the stablecoin market cap could hit 1.2 trillion by 2028, a massive jump from roughly 270 billion today. Fireblocks' own research shows nearly half of global institutions already use stablecoins for payments, while another 41% are running pilots or planning their strategies. Yet scaling stablecoin payments has not been easy. Institutions have to juggle fragmented providers, one-off integrations, and heavy compliance requirements. By joining Fireblocks, Transak changes that picture by offering one unified on-ramp with global coverage. Transak brings significant firepower to the Fireblocks network, and the company already supports 450 Web3 platforms, serves over 10 million users, and has processed more than $2 billion in fiat to crypto volume. Nearly a third of that activity already involves stablecoins, making Transak a natural fit for this initiative. So that is Transak and Fireblocks for stablecoins. And that is the video for today, guys. This is Friday. Hopefully we get good news today. Like I was saying, if we can break back above $113,500, we come back and retest this, start making new higher highs and higher lows, then I think we are going back towards at least the mid zone here around 117.5. But more likely, I think we go back towards the top of the range. This looks like a deviation below this range, and then we come back above here. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens today. But that is the video for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on Monday.